might have not have an intro, but I have survived the probably busiest month of my life. I have not posted a video in over 2 weeks, and I have said that on the community tab, but I also want to say it here. I'm very sorry, but I just literally physically couldn't. I was so stressed out. We were very understaffed at work, and then I had a lot of other stuff to do with uni, and basically all my evenings after work I had to force myself to stay awake to do uni stuff, so there was absolutely no time for me for playing Planet Zoo, and I missed it so much, and we're finally back. So I finally got to finish this today. I started building this the day after the pack came out, but I only now got to finish it, so I'm so excited to post this because this was also the idea that I had right away when I knew that we were gonna have the Asian water monitor. Oh my god, that was hard to say for some reason. But yeah, if you are new or if you are confused by what is going on, there's a lot of cuts in this video. This was a very, very long project, and that's why there's a lot of cuts in there. I wanted to bring it to a watchable length because when I first put it into the software and I sped it up, it was still over an hour, so I had to do a lot of cutting out, trying things out, and that is why there's a lot more cuts in here than usual, and there's also a lot of detail work at the end that I didn't include that you were gonna see as always in the tour that we're gonna do at the end, but I didn't include it in this because there was a lot of moving the camera back and forth and picking up smaller items. I gave myself a bit of a catalog of small items so that I'd be reminded to use them, and I always like to do that at these very, very busy thematic things. I give myself a palette of things to use, which worked wonders here, and I actually got to use a lot of the things from the new pack. I don't know if anyone's still excited about this because I literally also didn't have any time to watch any videos of this pack yet. It was really one of those weeks where you're just fall asleep once you get home. It was not a fun 2 weeks. I mean, I guess I made a lot of money looking at it that way, but yeah. But let's actually talk about the build some more. I'm sure we will still have some time to go back and talk about my busy week. But yeah, the build. So this was something that I, like I said, wanted to build right away when I knew that the Asian water monitor was included in this. And that is because the first time I've ever seen an Asian water monitor was at a Thai floating market. Actually, that's not really true. It was more or less like a public transport boat station, and there was this huge Asian water monitor. Well, I guess some type of monitor. I don't know if that was that one exactly or if there's others in Thailand, but it was kind of floating on the surface next to the pier, and that is glued into my memory. And yeah, I also think that the Thai floating markets are very much an iconic thing. I think that a lot of people have seen them before, excluding me, because even though I've been to Thailand a few times, I have yet to see the floating markets. Whenever we wanted to do it, something went wrong. We gotten on the wrong bus, or it was raining, or we were been there the wrong day. We never actually managed to go to one, which is so stupid, but I know that they're iconic, and I looked up a lot of pictures, and I think that they look a lot like that. I will say that it was one of those projects that it didn't really have an end to it, which I struggle with a lot. So this is really more or less like a picture. From one angle this looks finished, but if you go around any corners it does not, because it would have been forever. You could have built an entire city and it would have never been done, if that makes sense. I will say I also wanted to include a 7-Eleven because they are also very iconic for Thai big cities. But Rudy already built one with the same video in mind that I had in mind. There's this video of an Asian water monitor that climbs up a 7-Eleven shelf, and that was something I had in mind, so I wanted to build a 7-Eleven on the back of one of those buildings, but because he already did it, and because, to be honest, I was kind of over with this build, I didn't do that. And yeah, like I said, I was kind of done with the build because here's the thing. I love these one-off builds that are not part of any of my zoo series, I really love to do them because I love a sudden burst of energy and sudden burst of ideas, and to put them into work and then never look at it again. Like put them into existence and then never look at it again. And that's the fun of it. So for me to have this big break on one of those projects was not the best because I'm not used to picking up something really. And this was a big thing. This was complicated. It was like out of my usual comfort zone. Like I prefer to build a bit more modern. I mean, actually, no. That is not true. I love something that looks a bit disheveled and chaotic and a bit broken. But, I've never built anything remotely Asian before, so this was, I also had new pieces that I never got used to, and this idea was kind of in the back of my mind for 2 weeks now, and I couldn't, do anything with it. And so it was kind of hard to finish, and I had evenings, I'll be honest, where I was like, I could spend half an hour on this, but I'm so out of it that I know I'll just like stare at my computer and not really, get anywhere. I think I built one evening and today, that was really hard, and I know that it felt like I was putting it off for a few days now because I would think like, oh, this is still gonna take a long time. And it's one of those things where when you think something's gonna take a long time and then you actually do it, it only takes half an hour. And this was one of those cases. But yeah, I don't want to say I'm glad that it's done or whatever. It was a lot of fun to build and I'm so proud of it. I think it looks really, really cool and I really want to go on holiday now, but it was not the best video to have a break on, I will say that. But yeah, I'm also, I like whenever I finish a uni project, I have this sudden burst of creativity that I couldn't let out. And unfortunately, the only way that I could do that was by playing Animal Crossing on my way to work, which sounds so dumb, but it was really the only time that I got to spend on something that I wanted to spend it on. So I would, sit on the bus and play Animal Crossing. So at least I got to do that. But I can't just record Planet Zoo on the bus. My bus ride is not that long and my laptop is not that good. So yeah, that was not an option, but at least I got to play Animal Crossing, I guess. And it also kind of got me back into Animal Crossing. I gotta say, like, if you've been around the channel for a while, I bought it pretty late, like after the hype, and I don't want to say I regret buying it. I want to say that I don't use it as much as I would have hoped to use it. It's so fun. Like, when I use it, I have fun with it, which is what matters, but I did expect to use it more, but yeah, I don't know. But at least I got to do that this week and or the past 2 weeks. And yeah, I don't know. Let's hope that my next month of work won't be that busy. And I also hope that because in June, the majority of June, I'll be on holiday. So I guess I can't complain that I have to work much now because, well, I get to almost have an entire month off. But yeah, that also means that next month I will be having to pre-record, which I hope I'll at least get to pre-record in a way where every week there will be a video. Like, ideally I'd stick with my actual schedule, which I hope to stick to again. I know today is Sunday or Monday, I'm not sure. Like, I hope to release it now today, but maybe tomorrow. You'll see. But yeah, so I hope that I can go back to the schedule in May and then stick with the schedule even while I'm on vacation. And yeah, I don't know. I guess that's that. I guess that was not that much about the build. That was more about me being gone. But let's actually go back to the build. I was kind of winging it. I was kind of freestyling it. I did have, like inspiration pictures, but it was kind of hard to find exactly like detailed shots. A lot of the pictures from these floating markets are kind of from more above, or they're kind of more focused on the boats, which is the actual like floating part, so that makes sense. But the surroundings actually are very iconic, and it was very hard to find good pictures of that. That were really like capturing the vibe of it, because it is kind of chaotic, but it's also so iconic. Like it has a certain look to it that I was trying to capture, and so I kind of did something that to me felt like it captures it, rather than really sticking to my inspiration pictures, if that makes sense, because they weren't allowing me to get that much detail in. So like I said, there's a lot of actual detail work, especially in the end, that I just left out of this video for time's sake, but also because it was spinning the camera around a bit, and I don't want to make anyone dizzy. And I guess that the actual structures are taking up a lot of time already, and they're a bit more interesting to look at rather than me placing like 10,000 baskets around and tables and whatnot. So yeah, I did cut that out. And yeah, also, by the way, from the last video, thank you so much. The responses to that were really great. The last video that I did post 2 weeks ago, and it still feels weird, but that was the jungle in a jar, and that was a lot of fun. I'm still very proud of that video, and the responses were really cool, so thank you very much for that. And I do know that you hit the like goal on that, so you got yourself a skeleton coming, and if you've not seen that video, I will not explain that. But that's on my mind. That's the next thing I'm gonna do. I also, funnily enough, before the pack came out, I did start pre-recording a few videos that I didn't get to finish in time, so I actually kind of now have a bit of like a crossover period of like I have some stuff. I don't have to be as quick as I have like that I gotten to be lately, because let me tell you, the longest thing ever was to edit this video, because I was not used to that anymore. You forget this kind of stuff so fast. But my first, when I first put this in and sped it up, it was like over an hour. And then my first edit of it was like 48 minutes. And I was like, I can't post 48 minutes. I can't talk for 48 minutes. So I went over it again, and now we have this thing with a lot of cuts in it. But yeah, I don't know. I guess editing took me a long time today, so that's also why it will be posted a bit later than usual, and if it gets too late, I will be posted tomorrow. We will see. It's still a mystery to you and me. Well, I guess not to you, because when you hear this, it's out, but to me. So enjoy knowing more than I do. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. Also, this little like what's it called? Like flower stuff. I know that's kind of unrealistic. I know that the water isn't the prettiest, and we also make it more murky, but I didn't do that because I had to take the water out a few times, so I didn't bother correcting it every time. But in the real-time part, you actually will see that it will be this more like muddy, murky water, which fits it a lot more, the entire vibe. But I guess it's a bit more lush on the outside corners than it realistically would be, but I liked it that way, and I'm very proud of the power lines that we're building right now. I know that in Thailand, the power lines are a bit more chaotic than just power lines. I think they also go from like building to building, and they're like crazy and all over the place. I didn't really know how to do that with the pieces that we got, so we get these power lines that are like like normal power lines that go across, but still like above the houses and whatnot. So I guess it kind of still fitted, like it still did what I wanted it to do. So yeah, I'm really proud that I came up with that, because for some reason I have a hard time coming up with anything machinery like and I will count that as machinery like. Don't at me. But yeah, I think now it's really taking shape. I think up until this point I was kind of like throwing stuff around and be like, okay, whatever, and I guess from that point on in the video it really gets to where I wanted it to be, and when it feels like an actual thing, and it has this like chaos but cozy factor, which I love. I have that in a few of my videos. I'm also very excited because I know that at least one person asked. I'm really excited to go back to my abandoned zoo project. It's almost finished, which is an extra like kick in the butt for me to finish it, because I have so many ideas for new things that I feel like I have to finish at least one of the series to justify adding more. I would also ideally want to add another day for uploading, but looking at how I barely ever make the ones that I have, I don't think that's possible. But I also kind of don't want that to stop me from adding ideas that I have, so we will see. That's the constant struggle of this channel, is too many ideas for too many series and not enough time to build. So yeah, I don't know. I'm also not the most organized person, which does not help, let me tell you. But yeah, what are we building right now? So this is another of these like market things. They're all not very detailed on the edges. Like I said, it kind of is more like a picture and not so much like a full build. There's also absolutely nothing in there for the Asian water monitors. This is more like a picture, like I said. And this house on the site, I'm so proud of it. I don't think it is necessarily very Thai, to be honest, but I still think it looks very nice. It's a nice like opener to this view point. But you'll see in a second what I mean. I think that this was kind of more advanced than what I usually build, if that makes sense. It is also based off of an inspiration picture, I'll say that, but yeah, I don't know. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and it was very simple, to be honest. Like it was just I had the right pieces and I knew where to use them and it worked. So you know, that's kind of the ideal scenario for building, I guess. But yeah, this also kind of really again show me how valuable the Twilight pack is. I used the Twilight pack not a lot, but the wood pieces from the Twilight pack were perfect for this. I think they really work for absolutely anything that isn't crispy modern. So I got to use this. Like right now, the floor that is Twilight pieces. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I never have my phone make noise ever, but I guess I did wait for a call this morning, so I'm very sorry if you could hear that. But yeah, now I don't know what I was talking about. Yeah, the Twilight pack pieces, the Twilight pack wood, one of my favorite pieces, so valuable. And that also brings me to the thing that I actually wanted to say. This entire thing is without any of the gridded pieces. I try to get away from gridded pieces because I feel like I want to be able to make a blueprint out of, even though I never do it, but I want to be able to make one blueprint and move the entire thing in one go. You can't do that really with the gridded pieces, and you can't do that much with the gridded pieces. So I don't know why they don't just give us the option to actually like turn these pieces like any direction and like put multiple buildings into one group. I don't see why that's not a thing. That would like, to me, it would be very helpful. I don't know if I'm the only person that actually likes using them for the sake of them snapping together nicely, but they also kind of hold you back when you want to like turn it or tip it over or like put it on its head. So that would be really nice, or at least like a toggle, like we now have the climbing toggle, so that for a gridded toggle, that'll be perfect. But yeah, I don't know. Oh god, I forgot how to talk for this long. Granted, I don't try to make my videos as long anymore, so I don't struggle that much for things to say usually, but I really honestly couldn't make this much shorter. I mean, there's probably things that I could have cut out, but this was already, my second edit of this, and yeah, to be honest, I'm just so excited to actually finally get to post it. I didn't want to go over another round of editing on this, so deal with the moments that seem useless to you. But yeah, I kind of, this little building, it doesn't have a purpose, and it does feel kind of random to have a second story on like one of these things, like just like randomly. But I've seen a few of these pictures where seemingly someone like lives above their shop or something. So I wanted to at least have this on, one of the things. If because I knew that I didn't really want to do it on multiple of them, but I think for one of them it kind of adds a new dimension and a new layer, and so that is really nice. And like I said, I've seen it in some videos, so I thought it would be fitting. And for some reason, this little wall that I'm building right now, I really like it. I can't explain it, I don't know, but I really like it. But there's also like some things that I just like copy and pasted over. You see these like, oh god, I have no idea what it's called, but these like wavy metal structure build materials. I'm sure they have a name. In German, they're literally called, well, I don't even know how to okay, my brain just like out the window. So let's just not go there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, I can't help you apparently. But I did reuse a lot of things is what I'm trying to say here. I mean, could I look up the thing that okay, we're not gonna continue with that topic. We're not going to. We're just gonna leave it at that. Some things in life are a mystery, and so are some building materials when you're not a native speaker. So let's actually move on from this. I'm actually really excited. I didn't get to watch a lot of YouTube, or I purposely kind of still didn't watch anything with the new pack. But of the time of my recording, there is a Simply Savannah live stream about to start, so I'm excited to look at that and to finish editing and everything whilst watching her stream, because I kind of missed that part of Planet Zoo. To me, like watching what the community does is also really fun. So I don't know. I'm glad to be back. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. We're building a little bit of a billboard there. It was experimental. I don't want to talk about it. I don't know what I thought, but it's there. So, yeah. That's all I get to say about that. Again, the decals coming for the rescue. I think those decals deserve, a special award in this game. They are one of the best and most needed pieces we've ever gotten. So, I don't know. There's only a few seconds left, I guess. Well, it's about half a minute. Okay. Well, thank you for sticking around. We still have a real-time part to do. Thank you for sticking around waiting for me while I've not been posting anything. It really means a lot to me, and let's actually see you in the real-time part in a few seconds, and enjoy the music until then. Okay, I hope this feels as busy as I was trying to actually make it. I think that, I don't know, it looks a lot like I wanted it to. I'm so happy with this building here and the billboard and whatnot. And this, and like, I don't know. Okay, let's get started. I was just like doing like this shaky hand motion of like, oh yeah, let's go. So yeah, let's have a quick different zoomy here through. Well, this is pretty empty, but yeah, so we're here. And this. Now actually, let's try to find some of our monitors. Over here, we can actually, I don't think this will be very nice to traverse by foot, but They like to chill on this little deck. I don't think they can get down from there, which is the problem. I did put some of them away, you know, like through the game, you know. But yeah, some of them are still chilling up here in this little restaurant. I guess they're hungry. One was sitting on this, which looked very good. I might put a picture up if I remember, which looked really cool. Like the keeper popped it down because the gate is right there, and it went straight onto this, which is funny. But yeah, some like over here. Okay, dude, are you okay? And like, just imagine like sitting here selling your goods, surrounded by monitors and boats. Let's actually try to get across the river via boats, like this, and then I guess we're gonna fall into the water here. Oh, well, it's so safe we don't fall into the water, but we also can't get off the boat. Okay, but there's another monitor. I hear something swim. Something's there. Oh, let's check it out. There you go. Hello. So yeah, the power lines I think look really cool. Can we get off this boat, please? Thank you. And this is actually the material that I was trying to find the name for in my voiceover. I still don't know, but I use this a lot in this specific color scheme. See, this is the roof thingy above doors. I never thought of using this as a fence, but I think I will definitely remember this and use this more often as a fence, because I think it looks really cool. This is something that zoos would definitely do, so I'll keep that in the back of my mind. I mean, you would have to cover these things up like they are part of this, like this is one big piece, but other than that, I think that would be a really good, you know, fence. So yeah, nothing to see in here. There's a... honestly, I didn't mean to have donuts there. I just wanted something. Well, now we're in the water. Let's get out of here. And then this is actually... I quite like this. I was so lucky that these actually, like, perfectly fit the shape here. But yeah, I like this quite a bit. Some are tables and some are goods, and yeah, like I said, this isn't really too nice to tour from the camera perspective, but I think from here it looks pretty cool. Like, I'm quite happy with how this looks from this specific angle, which is, you know, the angle I built it for. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, this was kind of a quick tour, but I hope that you got to see everything. I hope that you're excited that I am back. I hope that you're excited for this. I hope that the wait was worth. That was a hard sentence. The wait was worth it for this kind of bigger project. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you around another time. Bye.